a slow start because we had to wait for a UPS delivery of the sacred oil pan that wasn't forthcoming, and we ended up having to go to UPS to fetch it from them, which we did, and it's here we're installing it, getting it put back on the bike. For the umpteenth time. But it's all going well, and it starts up and gets oil pressure. Things are looking pretty good at this point. Would have liked it if UPS had delivered the oil pan instead of making us wait 7 hours for them not to deliver it. But all that kind of fades away when you start heading down the highway. Think about where you're going, and you're finally off to Bonneville. That long stretch down Highway 20, looking for Highway 80. In Calusas, the Mi Ranchito, a great Mexican restaurant that I highly recommend anyone stop at if you want some good Mexican food. Here's some happy people getting some coffee out in the middle of nowhere. And finally, after driving all night, we're there, in line, for the first time of many times. It's a good feeling to actually be there and finally get out on the salt. You know it's going to happen. We set up our pit on the course, which is my favorite place to pit because you can watch runs from your pit and kind of be part of all the action that's going on all the time while you're there. The beloved outhouses. Once we get the pit set up, it's time to head down to Tech to get the bike inspected. Moon Eye is an old name in hot rodding of Cadillac. Here's the tech line, the second of many lines, to get the bike inspected and make sure it's safe enough to run at these speeds. Start to see some of your old friends in line with you. There's Hooli Studebaker. Our first little snafu, the lower sump wouldn't clear the rack on the back of the truck, so we had to attend to that later with a hacksaw. You see lots of Monster Energy things. They were a big sponsor of the meet, and they would give you all you'd care to drink if you like liquid bubble gum with a buzz. There's Kathy Butler. She's a racer, really fast, but she's helping out tech everyone in, which was really great. There's Dave Pilgrim's bike. He's one of the first people to help me when I was out on the salt by myself and needed someone to drive my truck for me. He stepped in and drove the truck for me and was back next year with his own machine. The salt bug bites hard. Old seldom seen Slim teched the bike, which breezed right through. There's the man with a funny hat and a funny motorcycle that always manages to get babes in string bikinis to ride his motorcycle for him. A great looking Fiat 600. Probably a little faster than the original. There's my kind of runabout. Ted has now rejoined the party and we're getting ready to head out on the salt and make our first run of the day. Getting another line. All right, the parasailer. Long shadows early in the morning. Taking care of that pesky carrier. Oh, that guy showed us a book he produced in Germany that had our bike in it. That was really cool. Ted's ready for some speed. Time to load up again. Head for the course. More hacksawing. The world's fastest Indian head penny. Heading down to the driver's meeting. It's mandatory, everyone has to attend the meeting and find out what the parameters are, where the turnoffs are, and all the safety stuff that everyone has to be aware of before all this starts. We get to drive the course to get an idea what the conditions are and where the turnoffs are. It's always good to get that down so when things happen you can be aware. My favorite car, 69. Getting tacked, buying fuel, only $10 a gallon for 110 octane leaded racing fuel. Good old talcum powder to be able to put your clothes on with. Suiting up for the first run.